Welcome to the Friends of Zane Adams, aka FOZA Podcast, bringing awareness of postpartum depression, suicides, and the children who are left behind. We'll be spotlighting positive outcomes from mothers as well as healthcare experts and counselors. Would you know the signs of PPD? Would you know how to help a loved one? Stay tuned. As a community, we can do more to support maternal mental wellness.
Welcome, FOZA family, friends, and fans. I'm Paulette Smith, and this is episode 48 of the FOZA Podcast for Maternal Mental Wellness. We shine a light on awareness to stop the stigma, the silence, the suicides, and the suffering that can accompany postpartum depression. I want to thank you for your support and for the constant growth of our podcast. Please continue to share and let others know about our message. Let me take a moment right now to remind everyone that this is a safe place. However, our discussions may touch on topics that can be triggering. So if you're in crisis or in need of immediate support, please call the Suicide and Crisis Lifeline at 988. And if you're not in an emergency situation, but you still need help or you need someone to listen to you, please speak with your doctor or professional. And whatever you do, don't give up. If you're still struggling to find support in your area, visit us online at FOZAinc.org. That's FOZA Inc.org. And check out our FOZA Finder services. We'll support you in finding resources in your zip code, and you're never required to share sensitive information with us. Today, we're diving into another topic that's near and dear to my heart, and that's all about advocating for better access to maternal mental health services for mothers and birthing people. Because after the awareness kicks in, then we have to ask ourselves, what can be done to make it easier for those who feel overwhelmed, unsupported, or unheard? How do we help them seek help after childbirth? Well, the first message we want to send is you're not alone. We hear that a lot, but we say it a lot because it's true. And today we're talking about 4 different issues. Number 1, why access really matters in general. Why does it even matter? That may seem like a simple question to answer, but it's not always so simple. Number 2, some of the barriers our moms shared with us from the FOZA audience. We're going to talk about some of those barriers. Number 3, what are some actions moms can take to advocate for themselves and others? And number 4, how we as a community can help. So let's dive right in with why access matters. And we'll start out by visiting with the scientific facts. 1 in 5 mothers experiences a perinatal mood or anxiety disorder or some kind of postpartum episode. So last year, 2024, more than 3 million births in the United States means that more than 150,000 women face challenges around postpartum. But regrettably, more than half never received the care they needed. Now, access to quality maternal mental health services is more than just about availability. It's about affordability, understanding, and compassion. And it's also a fact that when the proper support systems are put into place, families thrive and communities grow stronger. It's safe to say that you can start out with pre-planning and early intervention because that can reduce long-term emotional and financial strain. That's what planning can help you do. Help you with all the things that are involved with bringing a new human being into the world. That's right, having a new baby. Some things cannot be predicted. However, many decisions can be made in the area of physical and medical readiness, such as making sure you're having full health checkups well before conception. That becomes important and a reality. Making a plan is one of the best ways to get a glimpse of what kind of access is actually available to you in your area and what steps you'll need to take advantage of those benefits when the need actually arises. These days we know the significance of having knowledge of personal and family medical history. That's another plus that can go into your planning stages. And with the right professional guidance, prenatal care, and things such as nutrition, vitamins, exercising, and other medical preparations, you can get started well. And a simple act of learning can help a mom get on the right road for a smoother childbirth journey. So pre-planning can mean a more positive overall experience. At the same time, mental wellness prepping, and I say that prepping because not everyone has an issue with mental wellness just because of pregnancy or postpartum. But it should be at the top of your prenatal planning list because it's important. Your emotional and mental state directly affects your health and your baby's development. And your ability to recover and thrive through your postpartum period is tied directly to your mental wellness. It's not just about managing potential problems because everyone doesn't have them. It's about building resilience before any challenges arise. Not everyone, I'll say it again, not everyone experiences negative postpartum symptoms. However, if you discover that you are one of the 1 in 5 who does, then identifying mental health risk factors and recognizing the early warning signs can be of benefit to early recovery. This is not to erase the fear or increase fear or make you see problems where there are none. This is to help you gain knowledge, and with knowledge comes confidence. The next, financial readiness. Well, if financial readiness is not a problem for you, then you're truly blessed, and it's a wonderful thing. However, knowing your numbers is still an intelligent way to start your journey into parenting. You're taking actions in writing down such things as the estimate cost for prenatal care, delivery, and postpartum. Those numbers are important to know. You want to review your insurance coverage, and especially for mental health services, because many times insurance coverage is not there for mental health services. Or if it is, sometimes it's not as, it doesn't cover as many sessions as you might like to have. You can also think about getting a health savings account, HSA. And that can rescue you if you need some extra funds. Some unexpected hiccups might present themselves, and that would be of service to you. Not having access to the proper finances can bring on stress. It can bring on anxiety, and it can lead to untreated depression during pregnancy and after pregnancy. You know that healthy moms equal healthy children, and healthy moms and healthy children equal stronger families. Untreated maternal mental health conditions can impact moms. It can impact relationships, and unfortunately, it can impact child development. Now that we've looked at why access matters in general, let's take a look at what might be a barrier to access, what would stop moms from getting the access they need. Because in reality, for many mothers, getting access or getting help isn't as simple as just dialing a number and making an appointment. That's why pre-planning, whenever possible, can be critical to a healthy outcome. Now, our FOZA community shared some information with us about some of the barriers moms face or have faced. Here are just a few. Cost and insurance. Cost and insurance can limit access because therapy and medical health treatment can be expensive. And many providers, mentioned this before, don't accept certain kinds of insurance or Medicaid. And those that do can often have a limitation on the quantity of sessions they provide. Number 2, geographic gaps can limit access. There are rural areas and underserved areas all across the nation. In those areas, the lack of maternal mental health specialists is greater. And we have on the FOZA site a large list of resources to consider, and we'll help you find other options. We'll tailor it to your needs if you contact us. Number 3, there can be cultural and language barriers. Yes, that can cause a block to access because not every mom feels understood. Not every mom feels respected. She might not feel represented. And number 4, the stigma. Too many moms still feel that they are being judged if they speak up. They feel as if they just don't know what to say sometimes. And that silence can become a block to gaining access to the services they desperately need. Many times you've heard the phrase, when you feel down, speak up. But sometimes it just doesn't happen. Now, while barriers to maternal mental health, they are real. They can be real, but they shouldn't define the journey that you are on, Mom. We use the FOZA Finder to find resources, to break the stigma, and to advocate for better resources. So visit the site and send us a confidential request.
Thanks for tuning in, FOZA family. Did you know that the Friends of Zane Adams Educational Scholarship is open and accepting applications until December 25th, 2025? If you know a student who has lost their mother due to postpartum depression-related suicide and is preparing to enter college or trade school, this scholarship was created for them. FOZA's mission is to support the children who are left behind, while raising awareness about the importance of maternal mental wellness. To learn more, please review the eligibility guidelines and application today at FOZAinc.org/scholarships. Together, we can honor their mothers' memories and help build brighter futures. Now back to the podcast.
Welcome back to the podcast. And we've talked about access, why it's important, and some of the barriers that make it difficult to gain access to some of the resources that a mom might need. And now we want to talk about empowering moms. How can we empower moms to gain more access? And there we have some good news, because we can change the stats with knowledge. Knowledge brings confidence, and that confidence brings a feeling that makes that mom want to self-advocate for herself. If you're a mom, or if you're supporting one, there are ways to make your voice heard and help her make her voice heard. Now, these may be repeated, and they should be. They should be repeated until they resound into positive action around the nation. So number 1, get to know your rights. Ask your health provider about screening, about coverage, and about your referral options. And that planning up front, that works really, really well here, because this might be the time that you would want to change your provider, depending on what your family needs are and how you want to build your family. But you should make a written list of your concerns before, during, and after your pregnancy. We don't advocate self-medicating or getting your knowledge strictly from online resources, but we do advocate researching and keeping a journal and bringing a list of symptoms and concerns to every appointment and writing down the responses so that you'll know if something changed. And your professionals will know if something changed with you, and you'll know if something changed with them. Number 2, you want to seek allies. Lean on community advocates. Lean on support groups. And stay in touch with nonprofits that specialize in postpartum issues like Postpartum Support International. And you can check out FOZA's resource page for many resources that we keep there. And always, you can drop us a line. Just fill out the contact form and tell us your specific needs in your zip code. We'll try to help you find resources that are close to you. Number 3, you want to use teletherapy. You want to look at some of the apps that are out there too, calming apps that help you control your anxiety. And you want to put those in your journal so that when you're in with your professionals, you can tell them what it is you're doing and make a full circle of the resources that you're using. Local resources are sometimes limited, and we know that, but virtual care can bridge the gap. Now, on FOZA's site, all you have to do is search on teletherapy, and some good, free, low-cost resources will pop up there for you. And finally, number 4, what we can do to help the community bring in strength and confidence as well, because communities can help on a whole. Mental wellness isn't just a personal issue. That's why you're not alone. It's personal. What you're going through, your experience is personal, but other people have gone through it. Other people are going through it, and you're not going through it alone. And it's helpful to know you can communicate with and build relationships with other moms. Once again, mental wellness is not a personal issue. It's a community responsibility. We all have a role to play if we want to and if we look for it. Here are some call to actions for the community. When you see or hear a positive energy message or beneficial resource, you come across it, please share that within your network. Share those positive affirmations. And when you share them, include the contact information to make access easier for the mom. We don't want to put information out that will just lead her to have to search and dig and find the resource. We want to make it as easy for her to access the resource as possible. Again, you want to support nonprofits that are working in the maternal mental health space. We certainly thank you here for the support you give us at FOZA, and we thank you for all the other organizations you may be supporting as well, especially those that strive to provide resources. Be on the lookout and encourage workplaces and local clinics to integrate postpartum screenings and resources. There may be resources very close to you that you haven't really looked at, and ask yourself, what can this organization be doing maybe just a little bit better to help reach moms, help bring awareness? Your voice matters. Don't be afraid to ask questions, demand support, and advocate for maternal mental wellness, because together we can build bridges to better health care. Let's make sure every mom has the resources, the respect, and the support she deserves. As always, I like to summarize the discussion, and I'd like to use keywords that will be easy for you to search on to help you build your resources list. Because when moms receive access to timely and compassionate care, life is just a lot better. Families thrive emotionally and financially when they have a plan. Children benefit from stronger bonding and development, and communities become healthier and more resilient. Next, when moms face barriers or steep challenges, when they're trying to get access, it can cause stress, it can cause anxiety. And some of those barriers come in the form of cost and insurance gaps, limited coverage, and lack of Medicaid acceptance, those kinds of things. Also, there's geographic limitations sometimes, with fewer specialists in rural or underserved areas. There can be cultural and language barriers, with mom feeling misunderstood or unseen by her providers. And there's always that underlying, or many times that underlying stigma, where many moms feel as if they're being judged for even reaching out. And we want to eliminate some of that. The tips we went over for self-advocacy started with empowerment in gaining knowledge. Empowerment begins with knowledge and knowing your rights and your resources. And that includes asking questions, knowing what your options are, seeking allies, and exploring teletherapy. All of those actions can help bring self-advocacy into your life. Finally, how the community can help. And we talked about creating changes that any of us can do. We can all take some kind of action. Some of those were sharing resources inside, outside of your network, supporting nonprofits that work to expand maternal mental health awareness, and to advocate locally. If you see a place that you feel moms would frequent, then you can ask questions about what kind of resources they have there. And you can put that out into your network as well. Because when we build networks of support, we reduce isolation and we give mothers the tools they need to heal and thrive. I want you to check out the FOZA website. You'll find a basic outline for creating a pregnancy and early intervention plan. It's very straightforward, intended to help reduce long-term emotional and financial strain. You can adjust it for your lifestyle and the actions that you feel you're going to take. We hope that it's going to be a helpful guide to you in your journey. Well, that's it for this episode, FOZA fans. Remember, no one is alone. You're not alone. The road to mental wellness can sometimes feel overwhelming, but there are pathways and positive steps through it all. And FOZA is here to help connect you with resources and support. For more information, visit FOZAinc.org. Once again, we can break the stigma, we can stop the silence, and we can save lives. In memory of Christina LaShawn Thompson Adams. Bye-bye.